Oh.
It's just like batteries, where they always tell you you're not supposed to do that.
Right.
But you always
You're
do.
like, yeah, really, I'm going to collect my batteries for a year and then take them to, I don't know where.
Radio Shack.
Radio
Just throw them
Shack.
at the Radio Shack.
Just throw them at mean homeless people.
You won the lottery, bitch!
Recycle my e-waste.
You know who taught me not to throw batteries in the trash? It was the Ninja Turtles.
Oh.
No, it was. I remember that.
Did you see that episode too?
I remember
Yeah.
that.
I think it was Michael. No, it was Michelangelo who threw him away, and Donatello got pissed. He got pissed, dude.
Why are you doing that, man?
And he
explained how they leak into the ground.
yeah.
I'm going to pick up my bow
It's
staff
going
and
to
whip you
create
in the head.
radiation, and thus more
And then
giant
it's in your
turtles.
pizza.
So-
And more giant turtles.
It's so stupid.
I love that they don't want to promote making other turtles like themselves.
No.
They're so self-hating.
They're like self-hating Jews.
They're like Jews for Jesus.
Do you remember their other slogan? Pop pizza, not pills.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
That's right. I remember that.
Yes.
They made me who I was today.
They really did.
For not for the
And
turtles.
I learned about
My friend.
16th century art.
Exactly.
Or at least the names.
Poor Donatello. He will forever be named, only be known as a giant turtle.
And all he had was
Yeah.
just a wooden stick.
Because he didn't
That
do
was it.
that much else.
No. Hey.
So anyway.
let's go start the show then. Okay, hey everybody. We have a special guest today. Hey, special guest, do you want to introduce yourself? Pretty lady.
Somebody
My
we've
name
never
is
met
Adam
before.
Gort.
Your name is
We just
Adam.
picked her up off the street.
Yeah.
I like where this is going.
Another addition to my basement dungeon.
Yes.
Ah, no.
Her voice may sound similar from
Yeah.
past.
We gave her her freedom.
Yay.
And she came back like an idiot.
Adam, are you still really good at tying knots?
Can
A
anybody
little
say
bit.
Stockholm? No, this is Adam's wife, Dawn.
Yes.
Misters MR apostrophe S. Misters.
The lady carrying
Adam.
my baby.
Yeah, so technically we have two
Future.
special guests on the show.
Yeah,
Baby?
but the other one won't be contributing.
Baby, would
Not
you
yet.
like to
Unless
say
I throw
hi?
Uh,
That
That's a
baby's a
baby.
terrible guest.
Sorry, I put the microphone up to her stomach, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
it is kicking already. I don't feel it, but
That's
the
crazy.
doctor told me it was.
That's crazy.
So.
Ooh, it's just kind of pet.
It's doing
Well,
this.
she was doing the heartbeat thing,
Yeah.
like where you can hear the heartbeat, and then it went. She's like, that was a kick, and then like it did it three
She,
more
like,
times.
jumped
in a
back
few
and like hit the
seconds.
wall.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was like,
John Woo
I thought it
style.
was me. I thought because I had moved my hand, I was like, oh, sorry, and she's like, no, that was the baby. And I was like, oh, okay,
Yay.
cool. I was like, that's cool, and she's like, it is, isn't it? And I was like, yeah, it's cool until it's not.
Hey,
Because I
everyone.
know
months it
eventually
won't
it
be.
won't be.
So Dawn will be joining us for our on the plate. She's going to join us for the rest of the episode, but she's going to contribute to our on the plate later on. But for now, we will go into the feed. Dun, dun, music. Hey, hey, everybody. Hey, so this
many
past
special guests on
yeah,
the show today.
special guest for a special occasion
In
because
spirit.
this first topic is it marked the 20th anniversary of the first text message, which was Adam.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. That's right. Yeah.
Happy Jewish Christmas.
Yay.
No.
Happy birthday, Jeebus.
Jeebus. So Mike had an interesting comment about this when I posted this random clip.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Text message has been responsible for more deaths in the last 20 years.
Yes.
Than polio, I think you said.
Then
Well, yeah, they eradicated polio, dummy.
What did he say? What did you say?
no, I think no, because driving while texting kills more young people than like murder and drugs and
Okay.
all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
But like, hey, happy birthday, bro!
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
bro.
Happy
You're
birthday,
almost-
bro! You're here to stay.
Gonna be late to the clubs.
Now, apparently, texting is becoming something of the past, which I was happy to learn about while reading this article.
Yeah.
Because more people are just emailing each other on their smartphones
That's true.
rather than doing text.
And there's no like
messages.
140 character limit on
That's true.
emails.
So you can
until
never
until we
stop.
all have to mandatorily go to Twitter one day.
One day, when we'll have our Twitter phones.
Anybody remember what their very first text message was?
Text message?
Yeah.
You just said that. It was Merry
No,
Christmas.
what your text message
Oh, what
was,
my
yeah.
first one was? Oh, receiving or sending? I don't remember.
That's what she's not.
That's what.
Mine
the
was
gay
somewhere
guy said.
around 2003. That's why
Yeah.
I was surprised that it was.
I think the first one I ever got was from you, and I was like, "What the hell is this on my
Aw.
phone? Like, what the
Why
hell
are there
just
words
happened?"
on the screen?
Yeah, what are these words? They look like they're from Adam. What the hell? I was like, I
It's like
remember
an instant
being very
message in my pocket.
Yeah, I remember being kind of confused.
What
With
sorcery
my-
is this?
with my Virgin Mobile
Oh.
prepaid
Phone reply. Phone reply.
And I did figure out how to text back, but I remember, I think I even texted in there, "Let me know you got this."
333. See, I couldn't text a lot because my first cell phone was like a big old brick kind of thing. But this was before.
Zach Morris.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not like the
Yeah, I
80s
know, I
one,
know.
like the old like Nokia's.
The
like,
old flip phones that, like, the flip was just a little piece of plastic.
no, not even that. Like the big old Nokia prepaid phone bricks with the little antenna
That
on
look
it.
sort of like satellite phones look now.
Yeah, exactly,
Wow.
exactly. I used to have, and we couldn't. I was on a
Adam's over
prepaid
there, what's a
plan.
satellite phone?
I was on a
What's a
prepaid
phone?
plan, and I couldn't text. I wasn't allowed to text because it would every text is like 10 minutes off.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And
Well, I
now,
remember I finally got to the point with my prepaid phone where I kept telling you, "Don't call me, don't call me, because that's $1 a minute."
Every
Just
conversation.
text me because that's 10 seconds.
Yeah, every
or 10
conversation
cents.
over 5 seconds is like
Yeah.
a deduction of like your minutes already.
Yeah, mine was the first minute was no matter what, every minute was a minute, you know, and then the first minute was $1, and everything after that was 25 cents, I think. So it's actually a pretty good plan for
Yeah.
the time. But
So I can't wait till this show goes on to the 20th anniversary of the first Sext.
ooh,
Yeah.
I don't think that
It's
was
around
recorded.
that time.
Hey, you'd be surprised.
I think that would just have to be the anniversary of the Pixt.
Yeah, the
Because really, you know that the third one was a penis.
8 equals capital D. Squirt, squirt, squirt. All right,
Mike,
so
do you remember your first text? Before we move on.
I think it was just like don't text me because I remember getting a text and
These
I remember
cost
getting,
too much.
Yeah, these cost
You
too much.
called them back.
No,
I hate you for texting me. You owe me $10.
I texted them back and I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
and I let the conversation go.
Yeah.
How do I get
That's
this off my
like-
phone?
It's like me now, how I figured out how to block people from texting you.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
Yeah.
That's good technology.
Yes,
Like,
I've
well,
been
I
getting-
mean, you just have to go on to Verizon Wireless with Verizon.
Yeah.
So, and they
Been
have
getting
you
more
can
of
do up to
those,
5
yes.
or 10 numbers or something.
Yeah.
So
So,
happy
I had
birthday
a guy
text
who kept-
message.
You're
texting
almost
me and-
texting
It's
is
almost legal?
almost old enough to drink.
Almost.
Texting is almost old enough.
It's old enough to
drunk
look
text
at
itself.
nudie texts. Yes.
Yes.
Texting's just at that age where she can get guys to buy her alcohol and do
Yes,
things.
and then drunk text itself.
Delicious.
All right, Adam. Hey, take us through this next article,
Oh
buddy,
my
old pal.
God! I can't reach my computer because there's something on my lap.
There's a fur ball on your lap.
Ow.
I'm sorry, I don't have these in the correct order.
Okay, the next one is
Got a
y-
huge
yours.
bush out.
Mine? This
Yeah,
one?
there you go.
Ah, yes. So during the off season, what Cubs players apparently like to do is go hunting for quail.
Yes.
And sometimes,
Whale?
and sometimes
'Cause there's some
Johnny
good
Sins
eating on
lookalikes
Johnny Sins. Hey, look, Google that, everyone.
who
Johnny
happen,
Sins.
yes, and then press play, and you'll be delightfully rewarded.
But that's a different topic for another day.
Yes. So Johnny Sins, David Sveum, who is the manager of the Cubs, was out one day hunting quail with his good friend, former third baseman / shortstop of the Milwaukee Brewers of the 80s,
Yes.
Robin Yount. And guess who accidentally got shot in the face?
Guess who accidentally got Dick Cheney'd?
I was just about to say.
David Sveum himself.
Was Cheney there?
I
Because
know.
I'm thinking maybe Yount is not guilty.
I don't. Yeah, it was very interesting to
I'm
read
just
this
glad
article.
that it was him and not, Biden.
So if it was bad enough being
Because you really have 2 in a row.
leading the Cubs to a 61 and 101 season last season, to celebrate with a little hunting in
Why
your
not?
off season, you still
He's
get paid.
so excited he got...
Why do you separate to hunt quail? Like, I understand why you would not be next to each other to hunt other things.
Yeah, they're not... Quail aren't very bright. So.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, accidentally shot by Yount on hunt.
Is he doing well?
As last I checked, he was doing fine. I didn't see exactly where he got shot, but
In the face?
In the
In the
face,
ear.
didn't
I think
you
it
say?
was.
he said the
article
bird
says it
got
was in the
away.
ear.
The bird got away.
The bird got up in
After
front
all
of
that?
him.
Well, yeah, 'cause he shot
lost
a
track
human
where I
instead.
was, and I pulled the trigger. I was just looking for birds myself. It was behind me. So I got up, drilled with pellets in the back, one stuck in the ear.
Oh, get over it.
Yeah, so
We've all had a BB gun shot at our face.
Yeah, we got to preface this. It wasn't when actual hunting rifles. It was just a BB gun.
Well,
Just
no,
yeah.
I'm sure it was. If it's several
Quail
pellets.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, quail shot, I believe, but I'm not sure. It's sort of like a
Pellets.
really, yeah, it's just a lot of little pellets. It's
So-
bigger than a BB gun. It's like a BB shotgun. It's like,
'Tis the season to be shot in the ear with
that's
quail
such a
shot.
ridiculous thing to quote unquote hunt.
Exactly.
Like, you're hunting the most retarded animal in the world.
If you could run fast
And you're
enough, you can
using
strangle
what is
it.
essentially like a shotgun, so you don't even have to have aim.
Why
Like,
really, yeah, you just need
it's
to
not like
with a
bird
hammer.
shooting.
Yeah.
Come back here, quail.
Yeah.
You don't even have
I
to
mean,
run.
these are
It's
like
a
dodo
brisk-
birds, practically, you know?
You don't have to run fast. It's just kind of like a brisk skip. Like,
Yeah.
Mike, let's
I mean, I'm
let's
sorry,
reenact.
but people who get shot quail hunting deserve to get shot.
Yeah.
Mike, let's reenact the quail hunt. I'll
It
be
must-
the quail. You be
No.
the hunter.
Come here, little quail. Come here, little quail. Oh, look at that! It ran right into my arms.
Look how adorable it is. Now let me
Snap
shoot
its
it.
neck.
Let's see how it bleeds.
And scene.
No, seriously, I'm not anti-hunting, but at least like have skill. You
Yes.
know,
Oh, I
at
always
least
say-
make it. Don't just do it to be like I hunted and I'm a big man. Like,
Big man. Like
you
Dick
know,
Cheney
at
would
least
do.
have some skill about it. Like if you're hunting rabbit, yeah, rabbit are hard to get. They're fast
And they don't
they're
run in a
little,
straight line.
And they're smart.
They
like,
gallop
well,
away
smart
like the
for
mighty
birds.
Espalax. All right.
Try to catch a guinea
Moving
pig.
on.
It's not easy.
Yeah. So I hope Sveum is doing well. And,
Swayum.
Yeah, Sveum is
And I
doing
hope
well.
he enjoys his new ear piercing.
Yes. He's really trendy now. All right, so as everyone may know by now, Washington State
Oh yes.
has legalized marijuana this past Tuesday
At midnight.
at midnight Tuesday.
Who has something to say about that?
Adam.
So it went into effect finally.
Yeah.
The next thing I heard was that there was a brutal break-in at a house that was selling marijuana, and two
Aw.
masked gunmen were shot to death.
Nice.
So let's hope that that's the only time that happens, because I would like to see this.
Prohibition brings out the worst of us.
But it's not prohibition; it's legal now.
Yeah, I know, but like people freak out, like, "Holy crap, it's legal!
Oh
I
my
can
God.
I can do anything now."
Until
Yeah.
next year, when you're able to buy
Yeah.
it at your local
Did they,
Chevron
wait,
station.
so who got shot? The guys who were
Broke in?
the home, or the
Breaking-
breaking in
The
guys?
breaking in guys got
Yeah.
shot. So it's more on
And they
them.
were just
Yeah.
breaking in to like what, steal the weed, or
Yes.
You don't need to steal the
You
weed.
don't need
It's
to
legal
steal it.
now.
I don't.
Well, yeah, but
They didn't
there's
get the
nowhere
memo.
to get it. There's presently you're allowed to grow up to 6 plants on your own, but there's nowhere to buy it.
Wait 2 days. The
Yeah.
market will produce.
No. It's not legal to sell it.
Yeah. You can't
Right
have
now, and they're
marble
figuring that
greens.
out. They're going to make it legal in the next few years, but
Yeah.
at the moment they're like, let's slowly get
One
this
more
going.
year. A
Yeah.
year from now
And these
is when you
douches
can
couldn't
buy.
wait, apparently.
Yeah, these guys aren't making a very good case for the
They
liberty
obviously
minded
weren't
of us.
high, because they could have waited if they were high.
Exactly.
Hopefully, there will be less weed-related break-in deaths over the next year.
Because they're just giving ammo for the Republicans. who
I know.
say,
Next year it'll be
"Oh,
like,
see what happens."
let's decriminalize or criminalize marijuana because there's been so many deaths.
There's been 2, and it was
Yeah,
their
I
own
don't think
fault.
there can even be that many in Washington. I mean, there's like 3 people living there. So
3 people that don't smoke weed.
Yes.
there's 3 people and a Sasquatch.
I just love the
You're gonna see a
picture
lot of
in the
people moving
article of the people lighting a bong right underneath the Space Needle.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right at midnight. It's
yeah.
like, go
It was very poetic.
cannabis. Yes. And Colorado goes into effect January 6th.
Correct. Yes.
And we'll just see what happens from here on out.
We'll have like an epidemic of like marijuana-related deaths now. The
I-
Republicans were right.
What was that old film called? Marijuana Madness? Or
Yes.
Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness.
Reefer
Reefer
Madness. Oh my gosh.
Play it faster.
Gotta be
Play it
kidding
faster.
me. Yeah, because I want to move faster
Stupid.
when I smoke weed.
Nobody moves faster on weed.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. 'Cause I've never
That's true.
I've
Mike
never
has
been on
smoked
the weed. But
Yeah,
I
you just want to eat Whoppers. Like, there's
My wife used to smoke weed, but it made her do things that she regretted.
what? Like eat Whoppers?
Not that. There was something else she told me about that I won't
faster?
talk about.
Go
Okay,
faster.
Whatever you're talking about.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
Man, I don't like the atmosphere in this room now.
Still have no idea what you're talking about. But
All right, so we're going to move on to the final topic in the feed today. It's actually a bizarre story, which you can actually watch on the Investigation Discovery Channel on December 13th on one of their shows. But I'll have the article below. You can check it out. But in a bizarre story, a wife of an abusive husband actually killed him in self-defense, only to discover that he was actually a she who wore a prosthetic penis. Has this ever happened to you?
I hope not.
Did Adam ever take off his prosthetic penis?
If I ever find out my husband has a detachable penis like the song says,
Yes.
it's going to be very shocking. But how long were they married?
They were married
8 months.
8 months, yes.
Oh, well,
And,
I mean,
and he
I'm not going to say I get it,
Yes,
but
that-
obviously they weren't married 8 years if she
the
just
wife
found out.
said he always told me that we had to do it with the lights off.
Yes.
Because
He never-
an ex-girlfriend brutally mangled his genitals.
Correct. Yeah, they
Sorry, audience, but you couldn't hear that deep eye roll.
so deep. It was so
well, you
deep.
know, she was in an abusive
If
relationship.
a
She
guy
obviously
wants to do it
feared
with the
him.
lights
her.
off, not the girl, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Clue
The guy
number
is very
one.
proud of his wang.
Yes.
And
No
he
matter
wants to
how
look
big
at-
or small it is.
Look at the
What was
look
the
on your
Hillary
face.
Swank movie? Girls don't cry, boys don't cry.
Boys don't cry.
my dick. Yeah, suck my dick. Suck my dick.
We haven't seen the movie.
So did
Oh.
she didn't know until after he died?
Yeah, because they did the
Autopsy.
autopsy
And they're
stuff
like,
and
so he wasn't?
yeah.
In his will, it said, "Please
So
do my
you're-
autopsy with the lights
So...
out, and don't tell anybody my shame."
That makes sense.
Okay. That's
Yeah. So yeah,
odd.
according to the abused wife, they never, when they made love, it was always in the dark. They never saw each other naked because of the story that Adam said, and she was in an abusive relationship. So, I mean, when your captor
Yeah.
says something like that, you listen to them, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm not going to go so far as to say captor, but
Stockholm
Stockholm
syndrome.
syndrome.
well, no, I'm just saying that
Callback.
if you're already the codependent type and somebody tells you that, then I don't know, codependency can really explain away a lot of stuff.
My favorite was when they said we had to make up a story for why I had a black eye.
Yeah,
when we
at
got
the
our
wedding.
Christmas picture,
Yeah.
or at the wedding. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's a picture of
Well,
that
I
right
mean-
there.
I don't know what the story was. I didn't read that far.
You got to find out on
Damn it,
Investigation
tell us,
Discovery
Mike.
on December 13th.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I think that's something that has really come out lately in the last decade is that, most women that husbands beat them, it doesn't start after the wedding. Like, that's something
Oh, of
that's in
course.
movies.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
the
lifetime
it's
television
in
for
your
women.
domestic violence
It's
education
a
hour
huge
with
amount
them.
of domestic violence is not, not just wives and husbands, but boyfriend, girlfriend, and even teenagers.
Oh yeah. Thank
And
you, Twilight.
Yeah, and actually, I had
Yeah.
a really interesting professor who was talked about how they really have no statistics at all yet, and they're trying to get them of gay couples. They think all the research, the little bit that there is, shows that they probably have the same amount of instance.
Because they can get married.
You don't
now.
think of that. No, and that's the problem. They can't get married,
Only in
so
a
there's
few
no
states.
statistics on married people.
That's
That's
true.
who
I
are
guess.
gay because they aren't married.
This
Yeah.
is why I was
So-
for Prop 8. Just was trying to limit the domestic violence.
Yeah,
You're doing it
On-
for their
in the
own
community,
good.
yes.
Yeah, you're doing it for their own good.
yeah,
you're not married.
right.
Yeah, well, gay people are just like everybody else. I mean,
Yeah,
they have the same problems as everybody else.
Well,
so.
and that's something that I'm always
Do they,
really
Mike?
good about
Do they
pointing
really?
out to
Yes,
people
they
when
do.
I'm fighting that issue with them.
Yeah.
Is not only do they have the same good issues,
They have the same bad
they
issues.
have the same
okay.
bad issues. When they get divorced, they deserve a judge to tell them whether or not he gets the chair or she gets the chair.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
deserve state mandated mediation as well. That was a whole mess with Adam's mom when she got separated, right?
We're not allowed to talk
Well,
about
yeah,
my mom on the
yeah, I guess
podcast.
not.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Let's just say gay couples can duke it out like any straight couple.
Exactly.
But they don't get to have the same protections in court, at least
But in this
20
case,
years
I mean,
ago.
is this a gay couple or is this a straight couple?
Ooh, good point.
Yeah,
don't really-
yeah. Well, I guess it's almost a half and half gay and straight
Yeah.
couple. Like, she was in a straight relationship.
Yeah.
And
I felt like she was my
he
best
was
girlfriend.
not. She was not.
Yeah.
She was in a very odd place where it doesn't really matter because she's gone now.
Yeah, so it's
So-
it's definitely an interesting read. I'm gonna have the link below. So you guys check it out. It takes like 5 minutes to read through it.
Detachable penis.
Yeah, and then listen to the song "Detachable Penis." And then
Who was the name of that band? I've totally forgotten at this point.
The band that plays Detachable Penis.
There
That's
you
what I
go.
call them.
Yes, the Detachable Penis Band.
I was walking down the street and I
It's
saw
like
my
the Dan
penis
Band.
being sold at a yard sale.
Yeah.
The guy wanted $12 for it, but I talked him down to $8.
It's so poetic. There was no way he wrote that while he wasn't high.
How would you lose your penis anyway? I mean, come on.
He woke up and
Aren't
it
you
was
thinking,
gone.
okay, your guys are attached 24 hours a day. Aren't you thinking
Are you
about
sure
it
about that?
23 of those?
No,
about
I'm
it.
thinking about my penis 28 hours a day.
The only hour I don't
I'm
think
just
about my
saying, you'd
penis
have to
is
be pretty
podcast
out
time.
of it.
Yeah.
You'd have to be pretty out of it to lose it.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the middle of today's show. We're going to go on the plate.
Jibbity jabber.
Yeah, we're all talking about
Is
different
my
things.
new name Jibber Jabber?
Your name's Jibber Jabber. Hey, Jibber Jabber. Hey, so the reason Jibber Jabber is here on the show today is that she's gonna help us with this list. So Adam has how many did you say?
Well, we gotta present the list
Exactly.
to
So
the
we-
listener.
Our list today, since it's the end of the
top-
year, like we mentioned last week, we're gonna do our top 9 films of 2012.
Films.
Are your films all of 2012?
Well, the funny part for all of our viewers who have not been keeping up with me all week is that I looked at all the list of the 2012 movies,
Uh-huh.
and I realized I've only seen 5 of
Okay.
said 2012 movies. So
Okay.
I added in 2 movies I enjoyed that came out at the tail end of 2011.
Okay, so yours is top
I'm up
7.
to 7. Yes.
Dawn, you have 9.
I have 9.
I have 9 as well. And all of yours 2012?
Yes.
Okay, so this is kind of a weird list, so bear with us, audience. So Dawn and I are all 2012, top 9. Adam's not necessarily all of 2012,
Not
but
necessarily.
top 7.
So I would like to add the disclaimer that I don't go to the movies. I've gone twice
Correct.
this year, Adam and I
And
have.
we've watched.
So all that I've seen have been on Netflix.
Okay,
so.
that's fine.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
As long
I'm just
as-
saying that means that the cutoff is probably June. I mean,
Something like that, yeah.
It's really just the first half
We
of
should-
2012 that
we
I'm
should
doing.
do this we should do this list in
Yeah.
6 months.
There's no Oscar
Yeah.
contenders on my list.
My wife just reminded me that I have 8.
Oh, you know what? I do have one 2011.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So we'll just preface that. So before we
Maybe.
begin with the list, we should do honorable mentions. Do you have any honorable mentions? Any movies you want to talk about that's not on your list?
I don't know. Friends with
Bad
Kids,
movies.
I suppose.
Oh, how was that?
I mean, that
Adam
was
told me
a-
not to watch it.
Adam really disliked
Adam
it.
disliked
but
it.
I disliked. I mean, that's the reason that I wound up not picking it was because I disliked the storyline.
Okay.
Like, I think the storyline was really weak.
So it's basically a
It
group of
was-
friends, and then 2 of them have a baby, and now our friendship
Okay,
is
yeah. So
ruined.
there's 6 friends,
Ugh.
and
We need to explain.
they're 3 couples.
Yeah.
2 of them have one set has baby, the other set has a baby, and then the other 2 are not couples. Sorry, I'm sorry. 4 of the 6 are couples.
Yeah.
And the other 2 are just really good best friends.
Oh.
And like
I
they
see
are
where this
very
is going.
clear that they are not attracted to each other. And,
Oh, no.
And,
Female
no.
is who?
And it's like
Mrs.
really.
John Hamm in real life.
Yeah.
Who wrote the
Who's
movie?
Mrs. John Hamm?
Yeah.
I don't know. Some
Oh, okay.
blonde
Well,
chick who was in
John
the movie.
Hamm's girlfriend, but
Who got a movie because she's John Hamm's girlfriend.
John Hamm
no,
drives
because
a,
she's
Just saying.
genuinely in Hollywood and has been working in Hollywood just as long as he has.
John Hamm drives a small car, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so in the movie, I mean, actually, the reason I like it is it's more of the the situational
The
stuff in
interactive-
it
the interactions
is
with-
pretty good. Like, it's really interesting seeing, for instance, John Hamm and Kristen Wiig are a couple in the movie, and
Again?
yeah, because that's what they do. And well, they've already got the
They
kissing
weren't
thing
a
down.
couple in Bridesmaids. They were just.
They were sort of a
Well, they
couple,
sort of
yeah.
they were fuck buddies.
Yeah.
So they were some kind of couple. Sorry.
4-year-old buddies.
Yes.
Anyway, so
I said F buddies.
Yes,
F
everybody's.
so but at the beginning of the movie, they can't get enough of each other. Like they're at a restaurant with their friends, and they go they go to the bathroom to have sex because they
Nice.
can't wait through
To have
dinner.
4-year-old.
Very
you know?
nice.
But then by the end of the movie, it's like we have kids now, and everything
no.
is different, and we're
Our
getting
love life
divorced.
is ruined.
Everything's ruined altogether, and then
Yes.
it kind of shows how you know, if your whole relationship is just based on the physical and the I don't know, aesthetics of life, that it's not going to work. And then the other couple is obviously going insane just because they're not.
And what it taught me is that Mike is a better person than all the people in the movie, because he had a baby and it didn't change his life, and he didn't neglect his friends or his band. Well, not to the point.
Change his life.
Yeah, not to the point that he needed to.
I'm still the same guy.
Yeah.
To be fair, when that baby was little, they also had a bit of a live-in babysitter for a little bit of
Megan
it.
Fox.
So.
Oh.
Some people don't.
Who didn't
have
match with the movie in any way.
Of course, she doesn't match in any movie.
No,
she's in.
He meets her in a park, and they're like, "You're too hot to just be walking through a park." I'm sorry.
Don't you have someone to
you
carry
just
you
float
to the
on a
park for
cloud
you?
all day long.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, that was honorable mention. But like I said, the storyline is shit. I mean, it's crap.
Moving on.
Poop.
So.
Do you have any honorable mentions, Adam?
No.
You have such a small list. All right, so I'm just gonna really quick go through these. One of them was American Reunion.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was impressed with that movie. I didn't expect anything.
Is that your number 9, by the way?
No, it's not.
Oh, this is your.
It's an honorable mention.
Okay. Yeah. My next one is The Hunger Games. I thought it was a good adaptation.
Of the book.
The cinematography was crap. It's like it's literally shit. Oh, shaky cam!
I am so
everywhere.
fucking sick of these movies thinking shake cam is going to make it look like you're more into the movie.
I'm inside the world.
Yeah, like ever since Blair Witch, they've seemed to think that it's okay to do that. And like for instance, I tried watching Cloverfield. I cannot. I'm literally physically incapable of watching Cloverfield without becoming sick.
Yeah.
With Hunger Games,
I
I
can't
was
watch
like,
it. I stopped watching it.
With Hunger Games, I said, this movie is interesting. And then the Hunger Games started, and I was like, this is really disturbing.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, the movie was dead to me at that point.
What's really messed up is that I
was done
told
tastefully,
you.
though.
It was just blood spewing everywhere of
gosh.
11-year-olds.
Blood in the movie?
It was just blood of 11-year-olds. Why is that bad?
Kids
Kids killing kids.
Admit it,
you
though.
know.
It was done very tastefully, though.
I'm
It
gonna
could have
take
been worse.
excerpts from the book and just like read them to you at dinner at some point, just
I'm gonna
randomly.
go with no.
And have you read the book, Don?
Oh yeah.
She's read all 3.
I've read the book. I've read only book 1, and I thought it was a good adaptation. It omitted a bunch of other parts, important parts too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well, I mean, I think that there's only so much you can put in.
yeah, of course, it's an adaptation.
Yeah, and there's
The
only so
best-
much you can do without seeming like you're preachy
Yeah.
in a. There's so much subtleties that you cannot put into a movie. You just literally are incapable of doing so unless you have like soliloquies.
Yeah,
Yeah, unless
and
you
you're
have
not
these
going to do that in a
weird
film, in a mainstream
Shakespearean
film.
soliloquies that would really not work in that movie no matter what. So.
Don explained the other 3 books to me while we were waiting for our table at Market Broiler, and next to us was like a 13-year-old girl who was reading the first book.
I did not explain the books
who
in
said,
front of her.
"Don't say it. I'm not done yet."
She did not.
And
The
then
little girl was lovely.
we made fun of
You
her
shut
moccasin
up.
shoes, and then we ate our fish, and it was delicious.
All right, so
don't
my
remember
other 3
shaping
honorable
shoes.
mentions are Superman vs. the Elite. It's a DC animated film based off one of the comics. What's so funny about Truth, Justice, and the American Way? It's about
It's like peace, love, and understanding.
something like that.
Yeah.
But it's about these new superheroes that come to Earth, and they're completely brutal and they kill, and Superman's totally against it. And it's about how they clash, and it's about like an old-fashioned way of fighting versus like a new-fashioned kind of way of fighting. So it's very interesting.
Well done.
If you like superheroes, if you like Superman, check it out. Justice League Doom. So,
Nerd alert.
Nerd alert! I know. Thank you for the compliment. By the way.
You're welcome.
So Justice League Doom. It's kind of a Batman story. Some villains get a hold of Batman's contingency plans that he has for the rest of the Justice League, and shit goes down. And also the Dark
He has
Knight.
a contingency plan?
He has a contingency
Wait,
plan.
wait, I'm
for-
sorry. Did you say Batman or Superman?
Batman has a contingency.
Oh, I thought you were saying Superman had a
sense.
contingency plan. I'm like, why would he need one? He's Superman. He's
Yeah.
like the most powerful of them all.
But Batman does because
He can
he's
reverse
crazy
time.
and he's paranoid.
He's like the Mr. Planet of them all.
Yeah,
He's crazy.
Captain Planet.
Captain Planet. You remember, like,
Yeah.
they would all get in trouble, and finally Captain Planet would come and save them all.
We're so
Always
useless.
recycle, kids.
Why do we even try?
Yeah. And my last honorable mention is The Dark Knight Returns Part 1, and it's another animated film. It's adapting Frank Miller's famous Batman novel from 1989 that kind of reinvented Batman for the mainstream. Okay, so top 9 list now. So, Don, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Let me turn on
Special
my
special
Zoom
guest
device.
star.
Special guest star.
And any time from now on, we're going to say the F word. We should
Yes.
just say 4-year-old.
4-year-old. There is a 4-year-old in the room. That's
Okay.
Sorry, audience. So
Just gonna
Special
have to
guest
hear it
star.
someday.
yeah, right. Okay, so number 9, please.
All right, number 9, I put on almost just to tick you off. The Hobbit. I haven't seen it yet, but it really doesn't matter.
You're gonna see it.
I'm gonna like it.
You're gonna like it.
It's one of those things like unless they really, really ream the hell out of this movie.
Hello, I'm a hobbit.
Yeah, like seriously,
for 3 hours.
they would have to like make the Hobbit a stripper for me not to like that movie and have it at least be my number 9.
Have you read the Hobbit book?
Special foot only edition.
Okay, this is actually a little embarrassing. I haven't read the book, but I listened to the abridged version
That's
on
fine.
audiobook.
You're a busy woman
It
nowadays.
was terrible,
So.
but
I
But it
read
was
the
terrible
200
because of the
page
way they
book
read it.
when I was 8 years old,
Oh, really?
and I never picked it
It's
up
only
again.
200 pages?
There's no reason for it to be 3 movies.
Yeah, why is it 3
It's the
movies then?
shortest fucking book or 4-year-old book I've ever 4-year-old read in my life.
Yeah.
except for Animal Farm.
Oh, I hate Animal Farm so much.
I
Thank
love
you.
it.
I never
Oh.
had to read Animal Farm, and I'm really happy I didn't. Adam's explained it to me
Sorry,
so many
we've
times.
gone over into other
But-
media.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's stop.
Okay, so my number 9 is a movie I didn't think I was gonna like, but I took my family to see it at the theater at the request of my daughter, and I ended up really liking it. And it was Frankenweenie.
Woo!
Oh, I thought you were going to say Brave.
I heard it did very well.
It did moderately well. It's a Tim Burton movie. It's an homage to like old horror films. The entire
Yeah.
movie is done in black and white. It's very charming, and it's such a good story to it, and there's a lot of heart to it too. And I recommend everybody, just put it off because it was a Tim Burton movie, and I did going in. So
Yeah.
but I'm so glad I didn't. I'm glad I gave it a chance. It was really good. So
He switched it up enough to
Yeah.
be able to...
exactly, no horizontal stripes,
Was it featuring Johnny Depp?
no Johnny Depp in the movie.
Helena Bonham Carter.
No,
Helena Bonham Carter.
no, there was just the mom from Beetlejuice.
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, Catherine
Yeah.
O'Hara. Yeah.
The mom from Home
Canadian.
Alone.
Exactly. Comedian.
Oh, I said Canadian.
I'm going to skip over number 9 since I only have 8.
Okay, so
So-
Adam,
Taking
you
our
have
jabs.
My number 9 will be I can't even remember. Ted Who Lives at Home, if that's even the name
okay,
of it,
yeah.
with Jason Segel
Wait,
and
did you
Ed
remember?
Helms.
Don't you have a list?
That was a terrible movie.
No, he just
Anyway,
thought about
moving
it. So number 8 for you.
Number 8 for me will be my 2011 ones first. So I'm going to go with A Very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas,
Oh, no.
which came out in November of 2011.
Wow.
Which was a very funny movie, and we watched it, and it had Neil Patrick Harris.
Did
in
you
it.
see it in 3D?
Yeah, well, on our
They
HDTV.
all have
so it was-
MPH.
yeah. I don't remember anything about it now, but it was really funny. And Danny Trejo plays Harold's wife's dad because he
Maria's dad.
marries a
What?
Mexican chick, and Danny Trejo, who's Mr. Gangster Mexican guy.
He is King Mexican.
Yeah, and it's just one night, and how they're trying to save Christmas.
He's like scary but funny.
Yeah.
He's good in it.
It works out well. I
Yeah.
recommend it for all.
Well, and,
except for
and they have,
4-year-olds.
just like always, the Neil Patrick Harris part is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, I'm gay. Gay
it's
for that.
so.
Nice.
Yeah,
My
he has
favorite line
he's like
ever.
in a Christmas show, and it's like the Rockettes
Mm-hmm.
pretty much behind him, and and then he's hitting on them. Oh, I'll help you out. Oh.
So,
So-
anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so Don, number 8, please.
Well, the Avengers.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I really enjoyed the Avengers. I
Were you
believe Adam
expecting
may
to?
have fallen asleep or decided to leave
Told
the
Mike
room.
I enjoyed 1/6 of that movie.
The Scarlett
scene
Johansson.
that
Redheaded
Scarlett Johansson
female
was in.
part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Black Widow.
Were you expecting to like it?
I was expecting to like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I generally enjoy the superhero movies.
Yeah.
I do. It depends on the movie. I mean, some suck, but
Green
it's-
Lantern.
the Phantom. I always have to remind people when they say superhero movies rock. I'm just the Phantom.
Yes. Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Green Lantern was another one.
Elektra. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought
Good.
that other movies were much better, but it deserved a little bit of mention.
It deserved
I
for
suppose.
what it got done right.
It was the Ocean's 11 of.
Yeah, definitely.
Or no, I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, whatever, you get it.
Ocean,
Like
yeah,
it was
it
the
makes
throw
sense.
together a bunch of people, and it was what it
was,
offered.
It should have failed, but
Yeah,
let's get to that
yeah.
later.
It
Actually,
made like $7 billion.
it did. It did.
well,
Almost
and it only
exactly
cost
seven
about
in
million.
$7
3
billion
weeks.
to make too.
Yeah,
In 3 weeks of being released.
exactly. So my number 8 is a movie I was expecting to like a lot, and I was really looking forward to this, especially after the horrible movie that kind of followed it in 2008. But The Amazing Spider-Man. I was expecting to like that a lot, which is the reboot of the Spider-Man
like the
franchise.
Fourth one?
No, it has nothing to do with the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
thing, so.
I can't keep track
It's
anymore.
Wait, it's your number 8, and you were expecting to like
I was
it a lot?
expecting to like it a lot. So
Oh, you're expecting it to be higher on your list?
I just kind of liked it.
Because it's Spider-Man, and you have to.
Yeah, it's Spider-Man. I have to, and
Just like The Hobbit and me.
Yeah.
Like,
So story-wise, it was pretty generic. We're just kind of rehashing Peter Parker's stuff again, and it wasn't really told as well. It moved at a snail's pace.
Emma Stone?
Emma Stone was fantastic.
Okay.
The stuff with Peter and Emma Stone in it was some good storytelling, but really moved at a snail's pace. The CG was kind of crap. The setup for the next movie was kind of cheesy too, but it was good for what it was, and I don't regret going to the movies for it. But whatevs.
All right.
So number 7.
Number 7 for Adam will be his second 2011 late movie, The Muppets.
Aww.
Came out in December 2011.
We can count that.
And is incredible. It's funny. Amy Adams is sprinkled in it ever so delicately. And she even has a dance number song that Brett McKenzie from Flight of the Conchords wrote all the music.
And he won a Grammy
And he
for
won
that.
a Oscar
Oh,
for that, which was the most funniest part of it all. But all of the songs have that kind of Flight of the Conchords feel to them. So, I mean, I enjoyed it just that much as well. And just, if you sprinkle Amy Adams into anything...
Adam's going to spend 2 hours with a boner. Yeah.
Yes.
4-year-olding all over the place.
She doesn't know what that is.
We don't need the teacher.
Well, she's not paying attention anyway.
Dawn, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is This Means War. I know that you guys are going to laugh at me, but it was the Reese
familiar.
Witherspoon one where
Oh,
the two
yeah.
CIA agents are fighting over her.
With Bane and Captain Kirk in it.
Yeah,
That was
and
the
it's...
first movie I thought Reese Witherspoon looked attractive.
Yes. yes.
I was
Thank
like, wait
you.
a minute. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I liked the movie. I mean, it was
romantic comedy action
Yeah, it was
drama?
a rom-com action. Not really drama, just rom-com.
It seemed to remind me of that Cameron Diaz, Tom Cruise action-adventure movie that was kind of rom-com-y. I forget the name of it now.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Where he's like a super secret spy.
That's right, yeah.
Playing Ethan Hawke pretty much.
Night and Day?
Night and Day, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, K Night and Day.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so she enjoyed it. It's called This War Is Ours.
This Means War.
Oh, sorry. Escape the Fates album.
You're such an 80-year-old man sometimes.
I'm thinking of a post-hardcore band that's not compiled of 80-year-olds.
All right, so my number 7 was a movie that I enjoyed. Also, it still had its issues, and I'm surprised. I'm actually putting together this list. I'm surprised it wasn't higher up. But that number 7 is Brave by Disney Pixar. Hey, dog, you stop barking.
Remember when we celebrated Love Hug?
There's a lot of people in this room, just so you know, audience.
We're currently in a nightclub. There's a dog here. The bouncer is a dog.
Yeah. Yeah, Adam had a top 9 redheads.
Ginger Day?
Yeah.
Or whatever on June 27th?
Yeah. Hug a Ginger Day, yeah.
Hug a Ginger Day.
Yeah.
For Brave.
Just because of Brave. Yeah, Billy Connolly started that whole thing. So yeah, it was a good movie. It still had its slow parts. Pretty predictable once you get into like Act 2. But it was good for what it is. Disney and Pixar. You can't really go wrong.
No?
Huh?
It wasn't in 3D, right?
It was in 3D, but I didn't see it in
Everything's
3D.
in freaking 3D now.
Yeah.
Did your 4-year-old like it?
She did. She has the movie at home and she watches it religiously.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
religiously.
Yeah.
Every Sunday at noon.
So, for a 26-year-old man, it was a good enough movie. I still recommend everyone seeing it because it's still a great movie. So
I will wait for the Netflix.
Yeah, go for it, man. Number 6, Adam.
Number 6 on my list would have to be The Hunger Games.
Okay, sweet.
Because it was, again, one of the only movies I saw this year.
Yeah.
One of the only 2 times I went to the movie theater this year. And I had to put it on my list because I kind of enjoyed it until the killing. And
the killing was done tastefully. Admit it.
You don't. No. You don't get to enjoy the Hunger Games because you have complained incessantly about this movie to me.
Like I said, it was one of the few that I saw,
Killing
so
of
it had to be on the
killing
list.
of children. Why don't you just go to the Congo and find out about killing the children? Jeez.
Yeah, man.
Happens in life, Adam.
This is a movie about life.
I don't have to pay $12 to go watch children get killed.
Okay, but see, here's the thing.
That's what we have the
Without the
internet for
children
that.
being killed, they have no movie. They have no point to the actual
And
story.
Adam is at peace.
Well, and this was the thing about the story, is it had to do with, the idea of, they were mimicking the idea of, like, Roman society and how they would use the games as a distraction for people
I'm not going to live in Romania, okay?
They have vampires there.
Yeah. No, so
Ruled
I mean...
by some pope.
And they made it that much worse by making it children. And, I mean, if you read the book like a smart person does, then,
Snap.
then you
My
would
podcast,
understand...
I can ask you to leave.
I don't like the atmosphere in this
Smart
room
people
again.
write, dumb people podcast.
We're not gonna. Welcome to the very last
Somebody
episode that
cut
Don's
her
gonna be in.
Why are you pulling on my mic?
Yeah. So Don, what's your number 6?
No, what did I have?
Moving on.
Sorry, I have to turn the tablet back on. American Reunion.
Oh,
Because it
nice.
really was a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really...
I love how the whole like washed up douchebag.
Yeah,
kinda, like,
yeah.
Be relevant again.
I just
yeah.
watched that again the other day, and it was cute. I mean, the whole Stifler trying to be an adult and not
Yeah.
succeeding, but then eventually pulling it off when he cares.
Yeah.
And basically
We were
him
watching American
figuring out
Wedding the
that
other
he
day.
actually cares.
Oh, yeah?
That was the other problem. 'Cause
Sorry.
that movie wasn't good.
Sorry.
No, it wasn't very good.
Oh no,
at
you're
all.
right. I'm thinking of Wedding. Sorry. No, I actually do like the reunion one. But
Yes, the reunion
I mean,
one was
it's
good. I don't know why Henry Rowan Gardner looks like
a beast.
Alan Rickman now.
Beast.
But good for him.
He looks like a little. Like, is he going to be in Beauty and the Beast soon or something? Like the Hobbit version?
He's going to be in the reboot of Harry Potter playing Severus Snape.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Just I liked it for what it was.
And because I want a 4-year-old all over Allison Hannigan.
There
we've
you go.
We've already...
Adam really enjoyed the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yes, and the later...
Oh yes,
half.
the ending of the movie.
There's
as well.
a lot that I
Yeah.
enjoyed. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, so my number 6 is a movie that came out the same. No, it wasn't the same. But it came out early in the year. It wasn't. Oh, whoa! Dog's angry at my number 6.
I know.
He doesn't want me to
Like,
say
you
it.
better say it was A Dog's Life.
Yeah.
If that was a movie.
It was a movie that wasn't didn't do very well. It didn't gain a lot of exposure. But it's The Secret World of Arrietty. Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah, it was the one that
No.
was.
Yeah, Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did they do? They did that.
They
other
did all
one,
Spirited Away.
Spirited Away.
Yeah, and Pokio.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking of
Ponyo.
Spirited
Ponyo,
Away.
yeah.
Is what I'm thinking.
Ponyo and My Neighbor Totoro from Studio. It's kind of like Japan's Disney.
Yeah.
And Disney brought it over and localized it. It's a really good movie, and it's like oh. We got dog on nuts action.
Well, you took away his, so.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
sound of somebody getting stepped on by 13 pounds of...
Stop letting him stand on you.
So anyways, so Disney localized it. It's a really good, smart movie for kids, and I'm really glad, like, nowadays that for all the movies that that pander to kids, like, yeah, kids rock, and stupid fucking kids movies.
Yes.
That they have just as much smart movies just for kids as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so I really appreciate the movie on that point. So
Like
number-
the Oogie Loves?
like the Oogie Loves. That's right. Okay, so buddy, old pal, number 5 for
Number
you.
5 for me was one we've already discussed, but it would have... Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, it's not.
Might as well beat a dead horse, right?
No, this isn't my number 5. My number 5 was one we haven't discussed yet,
Ah.
but it was probably voted as one of the worst movies of the year. But it happened to be one of the movies I saw, and I kind of thought it was funny. It's called That's My Boy,
Oh,
Adam.
no.
featuring
How did I know you would put
Adam
that
Sandler
on?
and his son, Andy Samberg / Sandler.
I always thought, like, in SNL, like, Sandberg is kind of like filling that Adam Sandler role.
It's very much like
Makes
a
sense.
retarded, like everything
boy.
over the top, nothing makes sense. I think Jessica Alba was in it, now that I think about it.
I'm Pickle Boy.
Was Jessica Alba in
Pickle
it?
Arm.
Yeah, she played Andy
Yeah,
Samberg's
that's right, yeah.
love interest, who ended up, there was the whole end of the movie didn't make any sense, but leading up to it was funny.
Why not?
There was
Don't
jokes.
Yeah.
think
The
Alba
story was terrible.
It.
Whatever.
We'll IMDb it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Message below.
Yeah.
Nobody ever does that.
All right, so Don, number 5.
5-Year Engagement. I thought 5. You know, you might as well.
Why not? Huzzah!
But
With
yeah,
Emily Blunt.
with Emily Blunt and
Siegel?
yeah, Jason Segel.
God, are they in
I mean, come on,
anything not
anytime you
together
put
anymore? They were in
like,
Gulliver's Travels together. Crying out
no, they
loud.
weren't.
They were.
They
just
were
now
in the
we-
movie together, but they weren't together in the movie.
They were love
oh wait, no,
interests
you're
of
right.
each
They
other.
were. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm thinking Jack Black is the giant. And
Oh my
I'm
god,
mixing them up.
that was quite a movie. I remember seeing it, but it did not even crack my list.
Yeah,
How many movies has Jason Segel been in this year? Jesus
Too
Christ.
many. And
yeah.
he just needs to stick to How
And
I
he
Met
has
Your
a
Mother.
TV show.
And let's
He's-
find out who the goddamn mother is already and move on with our lives.
Final
shut
season,
up.
man. Final season.
Anyway, so yeah, 5-year engagement. I mean, it's hilarious. It's and it's cute, and I just thought it was a really good movie. I thought it was neat that like things kept.
You're a big fan of
happening.
like rom-coms, aren't you?
She's a girl.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
She's a
I am.
hormonal girl.
But
She
I get-
has uteruses.
No, I like rom-coms, but they don't make them as much anymore. And at the same
They
time,
don't make them
there's-
original anymore either.
Yeah, they don't make them original anymore. And at the same time, they're also making a lot of crappy ones.
Yeah,
when they
gives
make
them a bad name.
you know, they make, I don't know, God, I
The
can't
Holiday
think of
with
any
Jack
right-
Black
Yeah,
and Cameron
The
Diaz
Holiday.
and Kate Winslet.
They just
That was
bite
from 2008,
ass.
but whatever.
You know, they just suck so bad. And then so many of them, like, what was it, 27 Dresses? Are you kidding me? So anything with Heigl,
Katherine Heigl.
pretty much anything with Heigl is going to suck my nut.
Except for Knocked Up.
And what?
Except for Knocked Up.
Yeah,
Jonah
Knocked
Hill
Up,
saved that
and there was another one that everybody else hated and I liked. Crap. Oh, the Life or Something Like It, which I don't even think. I'm not even sure if I would call that a rom-com. Or no, was that what it was called?
I don't think so.
I
no,
have no
not
idea.
Life or Something Like It. It
Was that the one
um,
where she's like spy?
No, it's the one where their best friends die, and
oh
they
yeah,
wind up
yeah.
race
I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Life
Life or
According to Us, or something of that sort.
Insert rom-com comedy
Yeah,
number.
So This Is Our Life. I don't know, like that was the
Yeah.
similar. Anyway, so like yeah, I mean that was really cute because it was all about like this baby's a year old and they're having to learn how to take care of it.
And they don't like each other very
Yeah,
much.
oh, they don't like each other at all. But then all of a sudden, by the end of the movie, they're together.
Dan Marsh was just a 10
yeah. But I mean, I actually liked it because it had some cute parts.
Yeah.
But it, you know, of course, and it was more of an original story. At least it didn't quite work because that's what happens with original stories sometimes.
Give it to hack directors.
Yeah, well, I mean, either way, I'm just saying original stories sometimes don't work. That's why these stories haven't been written, is because they don't work.
We want the same thing over and
Yeah.
over again. This is
Yeah.
America, damn it.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that it's these things that come out and it's like, no, that just worked out too perfectly in
Yeah.
too imperfect a way. Like, no. So,
Okay, so my number 5
Anyway.
is actually, I'm pretty sure this is the highest grossing film of the entire year. And it's only so kind of low on this list for a few reasons, but that's The Avengers. Number 5, what? I know, so I thought the story was like...
what kind of douche should put the Avengers on their list?
No,
not me.
douchebags. Adam's the coolest one of us.
Non-conformist.
Yeah, so Adam, I'm sorry. The Avengers is kind of like too simplistic of a story for me to put it any higher than number 5. It's just, hey, that Loki is bad. We gotta get good guys to fight the Loki because the Loki's bad. Hulk will smash the things, and then the Iron Man will fly, and then the America guys, like with the shield, and
And
give
he'll
us
say
money.
funny comment here.
Can I have money now?
And it worked for them for
And
some
it worked.
reason. And
Yeah.
Adam picketed it outside the theater. Don't see this movie because it is lame.
But don't
That's
get me
what I'll
wrong,
say.
that movie is...
And then watched it on Netflix
Yeah.
with me.
No,
Don't-
I didn't. I watched it and I went to bed.
But don't get me wrong,
You
that-
still watched it? How did what I said not be true?
don't get me wrong, this movie is super fun. Like, I watch it, like, on a regular basis. It's still super fun to look at.
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter how many nitpicks you have in the movie, it's still great to watch.
It's definitely visually stunning,
Yeah.
but
It'll keep your attention. It's not boring at all.
I'll admit there. Well, you know, here's the thing that
Or
I
is
do
it?
have
Or
with.
is it?
Here's the thing that I do have with some many action movies nowadays, especially, is they get to the point where they don't really they don't really realize that you can only be at a certain level of adrenaline for so long. You can only
That's what
have...
Call of Duty does.
Yeah, you can only have so much of the monster fight parts, you know, the alien fight part. And then finally I just kind of go, okay, I'm going to go get myself a drink and come back and not pause it because you're still going to be doing this shit.
That's when Adam went to bed.
And that's what the good, superhero movies do because they have good characterizations for the most part. Green Lantern.
So yeah, I think that was a definite flaw in the movie, and that tends to be something that happens in movies where you just shove a ton of characters together.
And that for that movie, it kind of cheated too because all the characterization was done in the build-up movies, in the Thor, in the Iron Man 2.
And I mean, I just think when you have those amalgamous movies, they tend to run that way anyways. But I mean, I think all the Spider-Man movies did that too. Yeah. So
it needed 3 films to suck at the end.
Yeah.
I should have given it more of a break before.
So number 4.
Number 4 for me is going to be American Reunion.
Oh, nice.
I know we've already discussed it.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
So what are your comments on it? Overall?
It was... Well, we've already made all the jokes.
Bonerific.
That's pretty high on your list, too.
There was no January Jones for some reason, but we'll get past it. Exactly. She was in American Wedding, looking not like herself.
Not very good.
No,
because they had to give her strawberry blonde hair so that they could pretend like she looked anything like Allison
Hannigan's
Hannigan's sister.
It was all right.
Let's give her blonde eyebrows.
Well, if you're strawberry blonde, you do have blonde eyebrows, but
it doesn't work on January Jones, though.
Yeah, no.
I think they're going to keep on making a new one every 5 years, just to chronicle these characters.
What do you predict? American washed up, American
kids go to high school and redo the same movie again.
American colonoscopy.
Yeah, pretty much. My prostate is large.
American prostate cancer.
Exactly.
American funeral.
It would be great to watch Stifler just like get into AARP range. Yeah, there we go.
American retirement.
Yeah, American retirement. There it is.
We'll have that in like 30 years, I guess. That'd be good.
Maybe they'll do that.
All right, Dawn, number 4.
4. Let me see.
Damn it! Be prepared next time.
Just turn on her technology.
Moonrise Kingdom.
Oh,
Moonrise Kingdom. I have to admit, I have a total thing for Wes Anderson movies. If he makes a movie, I'm gonna go see it.
Yes, of course.
It's kind of like The Hobbit, where I know I like it already. I'm sorry?
Lady boner?
Yeah, I guess. Well, not for him. But if you ever seen a picture of him,
your imagination is so sexy.
But I really like it. They're so
that was
different.
More of a visual joke.
It was a very teenage visual joke.
What I hate is the masculinity removal of Edward Norton.
Okay. Edward Norton's a great actor. He can be in any role, though.
Masculinity removal?
Yes. We've had this discussion about him being in American History X, and then he plays a Boy Scout leader in Moonrise Kingdom. Yeah, it's just a big difference.
You didn't like that?
I just think
he's a versatile actor.
Could have had a better... Well, because he did go from American History X to Death to Smoochie.
But he also went from Fight Club to American History X to Death to Smoochie.
Death to Smoochie. Yeah. And then further down the road to being Scout Instructor B in Moonrise Kingdom.
And he also played a straight character and a stoner character.
He's played like all kinds of crap. It's
he's
just
versatile, man.
He does a lot of independent films too. So you're only thinking of his major films, not his small films. And
I am Jack's sense of betrayal.
All I'm saying is, when I was in college and I was competing against Edward Norton for attention from girls, because they were just like, Edward Norton in American History X is the sexiest guy that's ever lived.
I'm secretly a Nazi, by the way.
Yeah, those are douchebag neo-Nazi chicks anyway, so what do you want other than their vagina?
Actually, they were all not. That was interesting. Anyway, moving on. It was...
so anyway, back to Moonrise Kingdom. The one character that is really side character that we're talking about.
Or Moose Rhine Kingdom, whichever works.
Yeah, I really love Wes Anderson's films, and it's. I think that he's very much like Tim Burton, where he's made his little, different world.
But no horizontal stripes.
Yeah,
he's already done it.
Lots of 70s clothing, lots of 70s and 60s references and clothing, and
to see Bill Murray kind of be funny again. He's out of his depresso phase.
Yeah. Well, and one of the really awesome things about Wes Anderson is he's not afraid of soliloquies. Like, that actually really does add to it. Like,
It's like a comic book on the screen.
Yeah, well, it's a really neat one because they actually have where it's like this guy is making a documentary about this island that this whole story is taking place on.
Right.
And so he's the announcer. He's like the narrator, and it's like this whole thing is almost the documentary, but not. It's very cool. It's very neat.
So that was one of the movies I really wanted to see this year, but I didn't get a chance to, and I'm sure if I had, I might have been.
Yeah. Well, it's coming out on video, so you'll see it. It's one of the only
Blu-ray.
ones we went to see in the theater.
Yeah. It's kind of like you got to
It's
see it on
half
Blu-ray.
the movies
though.
we went to see in the theater. So, and you know, it's really, you can tell how much I like Wes Anderson by the fact that I was very adamant about going to see it, because usually, if it's a movie that is visually stunning, that's when I say, okay, let's go to the theater to at least see it once on the big screen.
Eclipse.
Well,
Hunger Games?
but yeah, the Hunger Games. That's
Yeah.
why I forced Adam to go take me to the Hunger Games.
It's
was
so
because
real.
Part
The shaky
two.
cam. It's so real.
yeah, and I totally expected him to fall asleep during the Hunger Games. But
A good $12
yeah,
nap.
but I know
trying to
Wes
figure out
Anderson, he won't.
If it was Elizabeth
So-
Banks the entire time. I was like,
I know,
no, that can't be her.
I was
Wait, it is
shocked
her.
it
No,
was.
it's not.
Yeah, I was shocked it was her too.
Anyway.
Okay, so number 4 for me. This is gonna be a shocker. This is the second highest grossing film of 2012.
Uh-oh.
It was Dark Knight Rises.
Duh. Why was that not number one? Is my,
I know.
is my
but-
question.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Mike's made mention of that on every single podcast that we've done.
Okay, here's the thing. My top 3 are movies that I'm absolutely in love with. But The Dark Knight Rises, it's a sequel, and then the more you watch it, the more you, as a nerd, you get these little nitpicky parts, and neither of you have seen it, right?
No.
Okay, so I can't really talk about it.
Oh,
without
it's
getting any
okay.
reaction.
Go ahead and spoil
No,
it.
I'm not
Go
going to
ahead.
spoil. I'm not
Go
talking about
ahead.
spoilers.
Oh,
I'm
you're
not-
saying we won't know.
Yeah, so you won't know what I'm talking about. So I mean, you get all these really nitpicky parts that kind of makes you,
Go, wait
Angry?
a minute.
yeah, angry in a way,
Yeah.
which is weird because the Batman Begins and the Dark Knight were so airtight.
Yeah.
You just didn't expect that from.
I felt the
Dark
same
Knight
way
Rises.
about the
Like
Back
they
to
kind
the
of gave
Future
up
trilogy.
on the...
Exactly right.
On what?
The Back to the Future trilogy.
Yeah.
How
There's
did they
holes in the
go?
plots.
Yeah. So there are some plot holes, but it's still an awesome film. You'll have fun no matter how many times you see it.
Well, I think that's
Mike was in a weird mood after the movie came out because
Correct.
he had talked about it incessantly for
Yes.
like months, and then it came out, and he was suddenly quiet about it. And I said, "Mike, did you see The Dark Knight?" And he said, "Yes, I did." And I said, "Did you like it?" And he's like, "I haven't formulated my opinion yet,
Yes.
but I will make a blog."
And I haven't done that yet because I've only
I thought
seen
you
it
did.
like 3 times now.
Oh, you've
Only.
only
Yeah.
done like 3 blogs. To
I got the
to
DVD. I got
part
the DVD
2
now, so I'll have a chance to properly analyze it. I'll put my reviewer hat on and do the same thing that I did
Okay.
for like the previous movie last year that I saw. And
Your
it-
blogs over the movies go on for so long.
Yes, and no one fucking reads them.
And you put spoiler alert in them,
I
but
can barely
nobody's
get
going
myself
to
to
read
watch
them.
the movie.
Yes, I know.
It's like the only chance you would read them is if you haven't seen the movie yet, because you're like, oh, then that happened, and then
Yeah.
this happened, and that happened.
Yeah,
So-
that's not, number 4 is not bad on my list, but whatever.
To be fair, blogs are basically proof that no one really wants to read your diary anyway.
Yeah.
And
Like-
audio blogs or podcasts.
Yes.
So you can't take too much offense to the idea that
So listen
no
to
one's
our
reading
audio diary. So
Yeah, yeah.
number 3.
Number
Adam.
3 for me will have to be. Let's see. I'm going back and forth. I'm going to go with
List isn't formulated
Casa
yet.
de Mi Padre
Oh,
for number
snap.
3.
Another movie that I wanted
Another
to see this
movie
year.
that I was not expecting to like at all, because I was just like, no, it's all in Spanish,
Yeah.
and I have to read
Yeah, you
subtitles.
didn't even want me to rent it.
No, and it showed up in our Netflix, and I was like, fine, fuck it, whatever. And then you watch it, it's like the most ridiculous / like visually stunning. but
Well, yeah, visually-ish stunning.
they
like,
mix it with like crappy stuff that looks like 1950s Spanish movies.
And it's all intentional, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean it's literally like it's as bad as you wouldn't be surprised that they put a paper bush in it.
Yeah.
Like
best part is
there's
just
just a
figuring it
cardboard
out.
in this shape of a cactus.
Like realizing
and-
they're filming a scene where none of the actors are in the same room with each other.
Oh
So
my
it's just like
gosh.
cutting to like different.
and their clothing is changing
Yeah.
in the scene.
And then
it
he's
shouldn't
like,
be
let me
back and
walk
forth,
over
back
there. And then they
forth.
cut to Will Ferrell and he's just standing there like doing this.
looking the wrong way.
And then all of a sudden, like, he just shows up. And
Yeah.
just stupid shit like that.
Yeah,
that's-
and the fact that he did the entire thing in Spanish is just amazing.
Right.
I'm sorry, but that's amazing. It just is, and he
It
never
is.
took Spanish. He actually it's not like
sat
he
down with the
knew
Rosetta
Spanish
Stone for a
before
week.
he signed on for the movie.
Yeah.
So
So I'll put that at my number 3.
That's awesome. I definitely got to check that out. If you guys have the DVD, give it to me.
Okay.
oh yeah, borrow the DVD
I
from
do have
us.
the DVD.
Oh, you do?
I got it for
Yeah, we have it.
Interesting.
I got it for him.
Nice.
for my birthday or something.
Number 3, Don.
The Hunger Games.
Ah,
no,
nice.
it's not number 1. It's number 3.
Oh.
Um,
There must be a reason for that. There's flaws.
No, actually, yeah, no. I just think that it was a good movie, and
Yeah.
it was visually stunning. It was, it deserves a top 3 spot.
And it
but
didn't make you nauseous, right?
no, it did
And-
not make. There were a few points. I mean, I have a lot of movies that do that, where I just have to kind of look away for a little bit
And
and tell
as-
Adam when I can look. Tell me when I can look back. So.
As a substitute teacher, she enjoyed the premise of the movie.
Well, yeah, I was.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a history buff and a social scientist, I
That was
really.
what I was referring to.
One who hates children.
As someone who likes to read very much, I really, really liked that the entire series is basically based on Rome and several other societies as well throughout history, but mostly Rome. I mean, people don't even realize that a lot of the time.
One day
I
we'll
guess
have our own Hunger
we're-
Games.
Yeah.
We're moving to
Yeah.
Romania, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and I mean,
Games begin.
it's interesting because it's like Rome in the future. Because I mean, you've read it, but
I have, yeah.
and I don't want to give too much away about the next two either. But
I already know what it's about, yeah.
okay, okay. So yeah, I mean, the next one's
They're revolting!
yeah, it has to do with revolution and
Yeah.
and it also has to do with the personal. Like I liked the part where it's the personal struggle that you have that you may not be just because you're in the starlight and you accidentally got put into this place by being drawn from a hat, basically,
Peter.
doesn't
Damn it,
mean
Peter.
that you want to be the hero. Doesn't mean that you were born to be the hero.
They touched
Doesn't mean
upon
that that's who you
They
are.
touched upon that in the first book.
Yeah, they touch upon that pretty well in the next ones. They really
Yeah.
start drawing from her,
Because she's
This
going to lead
is-
the revolution. so-
yeah, she's supposed to lead the revolution, but at the same time,
Why is
who gets
everyone
to
looking at me?
choose afterward who's going to be in
Yeah.
charge and things like that. And it shouldn't be her just because everybody thinks it should be.
President Katniss.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, should she have any say at all just because she was the hero of the revolution?
Give it to Woody
Castro
Harrelson.
didn't
Yeah,
turn
no.
out to be the greatest president in the world.
Sure he did.
No, he really
He's still
didn't.
in power.
So-
80 years later,
no, he's not.
still in power.
No, he's not.
Okay, it's still
Raul
in the
is. Sorry,
Castro family.
Castro is.
He stepped down voluntarily.
because he was gonna die.
He's 112.
Because he's a million
We
and a
all
half
know
years
it's going to
old.
get better. Okay, we all know it.
Yeah,
100% literacy rate, people. End of story.
right.
I don't even
Yeah.
have a 100% literacy rate in my family.
And how many cars do they own?
A lot from the 50s.
Yeah.
They don't need cars. They're not materialistic.
You still have to get from point A to point B.
You can walk.
We aren't talking about Cuba anymore.
Okay, next time you need to go to San Diego, you can walk
I
your
just
happy
won't go to
ass.
San Diego.
And that's what Cubans do.
They don't go to San
So,
Diego.
they just
More
hop
power
on their
to them.
boat and decide, should I really go to San Diego or should I go to Florida?
Mike,
Number
three.
3 for me is a movie that's it's an original movie. No, there's no number attached. It's not a sequel to anything. It's a totally original concept too. It's a Wreck-It Ralph by Disney.
Ooh.
It was,
Yeah, you seem to love that. I thought that movie was going to suck.
I thought it was
When
gonna
I
suck
saw
too.
the commercials, I just thought it was going to be one of those, like, really?
Yeah.
Like,
Do we need another one?
do
Yeah.
we need another?
Animated movie for the children.
So what did you like about it?
It was a family. I loved its originality too. I mean, it was a movie about video games. It's not
Yeah.
technically about video games. It's literally about video game characters, and it told and the characterizations in the girl that Sarah Silverman plays, the little Vanellope von Schweetz, and John C. Reilly. Just those two have great chemistry together, and you really feel for her story and him eventually helping her out. It's a great movie. And
In the commercials, it kind of reminded me of
looks really cheesy.
Monsters,
in
Inc.,
Yeah.
but with video games instead of monsters.
It looks
where
totally cliched in the commercials.
Yeah.
Don't
They didn't
fall
do
for
a
the
very good
advertising. Yeah.
promotion job, I guess.
Yeah, so I'd highly recommend every single person. It's one of the most flawless movies I've seen this year.
Really?
I can't really have any
Ooh.
nitpicks about it. It's that
And
good.
you think people will like it who don't like video games?
Everybody would like it.
Really?
Everybody
okay.
would like it. If you like
Everybody's played Pac-Man.
yeah, well, I mean, it's good for the nostalgic video games because you're
Yeah.
gonna see cameos.
Yeah, I
in every
noticed that
single
there was a
scene.
lot of those.
Yeah, you'll see cameos everywhere. But but for people who just like movies, it's a great time. No matter how old you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch Wreck-It Ralph,
I'm
everyone.
on my way.
Number
John
2.
C. Reilly rules. Walk hard. Anyway, number 2 for me is probably going to have to be Moonrise Kingdom.
Nice.
So we've already discussed it. I enjoyed it. It was the only other time I went to the theater this entire year.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. And it was the first Wes Anderson movie I didn't fall asleep during. So that was good. Because I fell asleep during several of them.
He's
Because
an
you make an
acquired
effort
taste, isn't
now
he?
because you realize that they're going to be good the second time you watch them, so now you're trying to like them the first
I don't
time.
know. It's just whenever the conflict like just reaches its apex, I've lost all interest. It's like, okay, people are doing things. And
So he's an acquired taste for you then. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam
So-
likes them.
It took me a while to warm up to the Royal Tenenbaums.
And then he
Yeah.
loved
I was
it.
like,
I still don't like
oh.
that movie.
Something I forget what it was that finally like pushed me over the edge with Wes
The
Anderson
Javelina
movies.
stuff.
No, I'm saying just those movies in general. There was one that I saw that I really, really liked at some point. And I was like,
Darjeeling Limited.
There was that one, and there was other ones. I don't know.
Royal Tenenbaums and Darjeeling Limited, I think, are the only two that you really. And then there's Fantastic Mr. Fox.
And The Life Aquatic,
Yeah, you did like The Life Aquatic, didn't you?
I did.
It has Murray in
Yeah.
it.
They all do.
Yeah, of course they do.
I don't know if he knows how to work without him.
Just like Tim Burton
There's
and
something
Johnny Depp.
about Jason Schwartzman that just
turns him on.
turns me on in his little hipster Jewish way.
He really well. It's the way that he's funny without being funny and not trying. Like it just seems like his character is so.
He also plays a
Uncaring.
scoutmaster.
He's just
Very
so
briefly.
uncaring and so. I don't know, just knowledgeable about everything.
He's hipster
and
trash. That's what he is.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's
I don't know.
hipster, not trash.
Oh.
He's just hipster recycling.
Hipster trash is a term of endearment, by the way.
Oh,
Hipster
okay.
recycling. Because, yeah, hipsters would be recycled, not trashed, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Dawn, number 2. Getting to the end here.
Okay, number 2, The Muppet Movie.
Yay!
Because it came out at the end of 11, and we aren't even at the end of 12 yet, so
Yes.
Less
I'm
than a year
counting
ago.
it.
We haven't even seen Lincoln.
I really thought that The Muppet Movie, I would be like, yeah, I'll like it, not love it.
I used
but-
to watch the Muppets.
Yeah,
Actually, the weird
yeah.
thing for us is that we were too young to know much about
really?
the Muppet Show. I watched the Muppet
Yeah.
movie all the time when I was a kid.
I watched Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
We
and I watched
yes,
Muppet Babies.
we were the Muppet Baby generation.
Yes.
We make our dreams come true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing it all.
So it was like that's where
Laverne
we
and Shirley.
started with the Muppets was the babies
Yeah.
rather than the characters.
And I never really watched the show because we didn't have DVR back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And
You gotta
I
catch
think
the
it was
reruns sometimes.
gone by that
Yeah.
point. And my mom would put on
Yeah.
the Muppet movie for me to watch over and over and over again because that was when we had videotapes.
Yes.
And it worked.
I remember seeing the Muppet Show a few times at least, and I was so young that I remember the song especially, but I don't remember Kermit singing Rainbow Connection. I don't remember a lot of that, so, and I didn't get to watch the movies
There were
as much
so
as
many
you.
cameos in that movie.
But there
Yeah.
were in the show, and there were in all the
guess
other
so.
movies too.
Every
so
freaking actor you can imagine was in that movie.
yeah,
Danny Trejo.
He might have been. I think so.
Yeah.
Zach Galifianakis played a homeless guy.
Of course, yeah, because
Well,
he's just playing himself.
Well, I think the
Exactly.
Muppet movie is almost like one of those, almost like how they said when the Phantom Menace came out that everybody was trying to get a spot in the movie. You know, like everybody was trying to get their kid in the movie.
Except the
It was
Phantom
just-
Menace is the worst thing made
yeah,
by a man.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing is that it's such
Jar
a
Jar
shit
Binks
movie.
was in the Muppet movie.
It's such a
goddamn.
shit movie, but people were like trading their virginity to be in it.
Yes.
You know. But anyway, yeah. So the first or the other 3 prequel Star Wars movies they were doing that with, and I think that's kind of how a small amount of people at a certain age in Hollywood were doing with a Muppet movie. I mean, it had to be that.
And Amy Adams carried it.
She did not carry that movie.
Jason Segel, again. He's in
Again,
another
yeah, another movie.
yeah.
movies of his were in these.
If he doesn't win an Oscar this year,
Well, I'm just gonna say that what is his name? Tim that lives at home. What's that?
I'm gonna go with Ted because I have
Ted.
no idea.
Ted who lives at home,
It wasn't
yeah.
Ted.
Fred?
I don't remember, but that stupid movie was awful that he did. So I mean, that's the only movie I can think of that he's ever been in that I didn't like.
Isn't
Susan
that the
Sarandon
same-
couldn't save that movie.
Yeah, isn't that the movie the same filmmaker who did
We'll never know.
with the
And cut tape.
cut tape? Yeah. So number 2 for me.
Mike.
I'm not going to talk too much about this film because we did it on a previous episode, but it's a movie that it just got me. It just stuck with me for like weeks and weeks after I saw it, and it's Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Yay.
Yeah. And you haven't seen it, right?
No,
Oh, we've seen it.
Oh, you've
We've
seen
seen
it?
it. Yeah,
What
we
did you
we
think?
I wouldn't
watched
have
it
watched
at your
it by
behest.
myself.
Oh, yeah?
I wouldn't have watched it by myself.
Oh, okay. What did you think of the movie, Don?
Uh,
See, it's a very polarizing with what
yeah.
you either really
You
like that movie or
know-
you just kind of meh.
Yeah, I'm kind of a meh. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
You don't like
I
saying
think they
Steve
did it-
Carell is not funny?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm used
like,
to it by now.
I don't
Get
like.
used to it. This is all he's going
What
to
is
do
that
now.
one where the box of the movie, his head is on pancakes, like something
Oh,
about
Dan
Dan in
in
real
Real
life.
Fuck that movie.
I mean, movies like that, and he needs to be slapstick funny and not.
Fuck that movie.
Yeah, fuck
he needs
that
to be
movie.
a man-o'-lantern in every
I think
movie.
I think all of America said fuck that movie. Anyways, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think that
It was, yeah, for me, the movie was, I don't want to reiterate because I just talked about
Yeah.
it in the previous episode, but, it was great on a philosophical level. The performances
Yeah.
were great, too,
Yeah.
and it just, again, it just gets you thinking. It's one of those movies that just sticks with you if you
Yeah.
think about it too much. Like I do. I overanalyze everything.
Yeah, no, I think that it's partly because part of the reason I didn't like it was probably because I've done a lot of that philosophical stuff and finally just said fuck it. You know, at the end
Don,
of
what
the
would you
day,
do?
at the end of the day,
You have 3 weeks to
no
live.
person really knows what they're gonna fucking do unless
Do
they have
it.
a bomb shelter. You know, unless
She'd
they
be
have
the one
a.
getting out of the car and running away.
Bye.
I thought that was so hilarious. I think that was the best part of the
You
entire
thought that
movie.
that was Steve Carell's real wife.
Yes, it's real
Yeah,
life.
yeah. I was like, is that his real wife?
Nancy
She's running
Walls,
away.
no line needed.
I mean, I found that
Just
to
acting
be.
out her fantasy.
I was
life.
actually a little annoyed that they made it so that, like, they explained that she had been having an affair. I thought it would have been so much funnier if had been no explanation whatsoever, ever.
Yeah.
Like, she just got out and ran away like a loose dog.
No, because some people it snaps with them in a
Can you
moment of
believe
Yeah,
panic. So.
She
yeah.
was famous before Steve Carell.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I think that it was just that I didn't like the philosophical part. Not because I don't like thinking about that, but because I just basically gave up on it.
Transformers over and over again.
One movie I've never seen either.
Movie's too smart for me.
Well, it's not that it's too smart
No, I
for
was
me.
just
I
kidding.
mean, like Hunger Games, I love
Yeah.
that whole thing. I thought that was a really... I liked the philosophical parts of that.
Yeah.
But I just think that that was a philosophically weak because of the fact that it's...
They cut a lot of it too.
yeah, probably...
Cut a lot of the important points from the
Really?
book. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. See, and I think the whole apocalypse thing is like, it's been done. You know?
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. Whatever.
But yeah, for me, like I said, the performances are great. Pacing was great too. I thought it was paced really well. I thought it was done realistically, quote
yeah,
unquote.
that was
quote-unquote.
something I liked about
Yeah.
it. I really liked that, for instance, you go to the, I don't know, it wasn't Applebee's, but it was,
Yeah, the
you know,
TGI Friday.
and they're
place, yeah.
serving you a hamburger on a donut bun.
Yeah, why the fuck not?
You know, I mean, of course, I start pointing out
Chefs
the,
have got so creative lately.
and they explain that they're just like, well, we just figured we have so much fun working, so why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
But and then I'm pointing out, of course, me, the literal idiot, is saying, well, yeah, but did the distributors enjoy their job that much? Are we just eating frozen food at this
we
point?
don't think about that right
It's
now.
like
Yeah,
that they
so
served
I-
the food and then just went straight into an orgy.
I
Yeah,
know.
that was the greatest
So
part.
unsanitary.
It's everything I've wanted to see at a restaurant in my entire life.
We had a wolf
Just
in here
break-
yesterday.
Just break out into orgies everywhere.
Yeah.
So Adam, number 1. This is a creme de la creme, people. But I haven't seen every movie
Since
out there.
we've already just skewered it. Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Number 1.
I'm so glad.
I
that-
enjoyed that movie immensely.
Yeah, I'm
You
so
did.
glad.
And
yeah.
I watched it and I was just like, I don't know, we didn't talk about it for most of the
Well, I
movie.
tried to shut up because I didn't want to ruin it for you because you seemed to be enjoying it, and I was like sitting there rolling my
I
eyes.
did.
half
Yeah,
the
we already
time.
did an on the plate before you even saw the movie too. So
I think the best part of that movie was the dog.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
It was adorable.
Sorry, his name was Sorry.
Dog got killed.
They all
Everybody
did.
died.
Everyone dies. Hooray!
Hooray! And that was the
Number
best
one
part of the
movie.
movie, I think, for some odd reason. It's like the world came to an end, needless, no matter what happened.
Well, and that's something else
around
I
it.
did like about it. Like, I guess I didn't hate the movie as much as I thought, but
They didn't save us in the end.
I
That was
liked
the best
that
part.
nobody saved him.
Yeah.
Like, I liked that they finally just everyone died.
It just
you
faded to
know?
white.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
movie would have been
Knightley's
ruined.
face.
Yeah, the movie would have been ruined for me if at the end, like,
Yeah.
oh, by
There
the
was
way,
some
the asteroid went that
Hollywood
way.
ending
Yeah.
of
Keira
just
Knightley.
like Titanic. I mean,
Yeah.
people are, why couldn't have Jack lived? Well, because he was poor, and that's how it is.
He shouldn't have been
And
on that
that's
boat
how it
anyway.
Because he
was.
doesn't know about buoyancy, and you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and he didn't try to seek a raft for himself.
Well, he
Seeking
had-
a raft.
he had to hold her hand.
Whatever. Move on. Scoot over, you.
He had to hold her hand.
It wasn't
She
called
was lonely.
seeking
Oh,
a
whatever.
raft for the
Scoot
end of the
over,
world.
bitch. Move
Dawn.
your fat ass over on this headboard and let me on.
Of all the movies you have seen in 2012, what is your favorite #1 movie?
Casa de mi Padre.
And I was
For the
gonna say-
whole year.
Loved it.
Good.
I absolutely.
We
I don't
laughed,
think I have laughed
laughed
that
and
hard
laughed.
in a long time.
Even had to turn it off one time because she was dealing with morning sickness. You're like, I can't deal with reading right now. I'll get
Yeah.
back to this tomorrow.
Yeah, I couldn't read anymore because I was so sick, and I didn't want to like not be surprised by things. Like I didn't want to give up on it.
I wanted to
I
see it to
didn't
the
wanna,
end.
Yeah, I was. I felt. I
too
just.
much.
I apologized so much to you too. I was like, I'm so sorry, but I can't read this anymore.
The bevy of beautiful Mexican maids in that
Yeah.
movie
yeah.
was good enough for me.
I
too.
really got to check that movie out too. So
Yeah, no, it
Now
was,
we've
it was
overhyped
hilarious.
it.
And watch,
Yeah.
you'll think it sucks too.
it's horrible.
You'll be like, eh.
It'll be my
Be like
worst. It'll be
the
on our most
Dimitri Martin
disappointed next
podcast.
week. Yeah.
It was so boring.
So #1 for me
For
is
Mike,
another original.
I'm
film.
surprised. Dark Knight has already been said.
I know.
Hunger Games,
What could it
Seeking
be?
a Friend.
Well, for me,
Wreck-It
this
Ralph.
movie was like flawless from start to finish. It's an animated film. It's done by the same studio who made one of my favorite animated films of all time. Can we even call it animated because it was stop motion? It's Paranorman.
Oh.
Yeah, Paranorman. For those who haven't seen it, you probably think like, "Oh, what the fuck movie is that shit?" But it's a stop
you've
motion
had kids.
clay animation movie. It's not really for kids either. It's for people who like horror films, which I do. I haven't seen a good one in a long time though. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it's definitely. Oh, I don't know.
Well
I think it's well made in every aspect of the movie. It's got great voice acting. The animation is flawless. You'd swear you were watching a CG movie, and it's 100%. Except for like some filter effects. It's
Yeah.
like 100% stop clay animation, and it's a great story too, and it's not just for kids too. There's lots of stuff that will go over the kids' heads, and the
Yeah,
parents will
well,
like
just
it
like
too.
with Shrek and
Yeah,
all those other ones.
Exactly too.
When they're making dirty jokes, but you don't know it when you're
I
a kid.
didn't have more fun at a movie theater other than Paranorman. So that's
Cool.
my number.
Is it on
one.
our Netflix?
Yeah, oh yeah, everything's
All
on
right.
freaking Netflix.
I gotta
It's-
check
that-
with her.
That list is like 300.
She said The
movies long. It's
Hobbit is already on
ridiculous.
our Netflix.
Yeah,
Hasn't
no, I
even come
put
out
things
yet.
on there. Like I searched through the films on Wikipedia and just put them on there.
Yeah.
So
Well, congratulations on Paranorman.
Yay! Congratulations
So many
for
movies.
everyone. Thank you, Dawn, our special guest podcaster today. This is her very first podcast ever,
She was a natural.
as far as you know,
as far as
She
I
made it through the whole thing without puking,
Yes, awesome.
despite the
burped a
smell of our
lot.
pod room.
I hope it didn't make it over the mic.
It's fine. I'm the one who does the post production, so
Yeah.
whatevs.
Don't have me burping on the mic.
So we're gonna go into this oversized episode. We're gonna go straight into our sound offs. So Adam,
We can
really
save
quick,
this for next week.
you wanted to review a band that we've been talking about.
Well, Mike's
over
been
and
talking
over about.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the podcast, hopefully you're not a fan of Falling in Reverse, and you know how we've been discussing them, critiquing them, analyzing them, and I wanted to, have a philosophical discussion about this band. Now that I finally listened to the album,
Oh yeah, you
and
finally
Mike-
listened to "The Drug in Me Is You."
The Drug in Me Is You, where
Doesn't that sound like the greatest record ever?
and
By
just
like
get
the-
ready for 2013 because part 2 of that is coming
listless
soon.
look.
Yes, I know.
So Mr. Ronald Radke, in all of his glory, I don't know how he created this album from behind bars,
He did.
but he
band
did
started
somehow.
from behind bars.
And
What the hell else are you doing except, lifting weights and getting raped?
probably, and yeah.
Maybe he wrote it about
So he
another
was-
inmate.
So the
don't know it's
the
about a
album is
girl.
filled with Daddy Didn't Love Me, Mommy's a Drug Addict.
I don't like the band Escape the Fate.
I don't like the band Escape the
That's
Fate,
right.
as he says. I got something to get off my chest. Friends. Who the fuck needs them?
Yeah.
And then
He's
there's the
such an
whole
awesome-
song about domestic violence with his girlfriend, which he's gone to jail for numerous times.
Yes.
So that's an exciting song. And of course, Why Do Good Girls Like Bad Guys? Which has got to be the anthem
As
of,
he's writing from
of
jail.
the post-hardcore.
He started the band in jail. Like, he had buddies, like, from behind the bar.
And what I
I'm
want you to
saying
do is
why do
put-
girls like bad guys? He's basically saying, why does she even like me?
Yes.
I mean,
Because he's so hardcore.
But
he has a
if you
heart of
listen
gold.
to that song next to
She's as
You
much
Give
of a
Love
douche as
a
you
Bad
are.
Name by Bon Jovi, it's going to line up chord progression and all. So that's why I realized that song gets stuck in your head
Nice.
like you're a freaking moron. That one mixed in with just so many gems. I'm just so
do
glad.
you finally understand what I've been trying to tell you, like, for so long?
Yeah. And
Good.
what's sad is that
And your iPod didn't break?
it didn't break, surprisingly. Actually, it almost did.
Holy shit.
What was I trying to turn on the other
was there
night?
brown stuff coming out of your earbuds? Just squeezing
It totally
out?
almost
Smelling really
died.
bad.
What a good girl like...
Yes.
I got shit in my ear.
Luckily, it got back to working again. So I would probably
Wow.
give it a 2 out of 12.
Holy shit, you're actually giving it a score.
I'm going to say I liked it more than Dose.
Which you gave like a half a song.
Or one
like, out
and
of
a half,
four,
or
right?
yeah, something like that. So I mean, I kind of liked the opening track, and I kind of liked Sink or Swim. So I'll give it about a 2.
Oh, I'm
And-
disappointed in you. my
Yeah,
friend.
I don't know why Mike even knows anything about this band.
Because in the modern music scene, there's really not much things to talk about unless there's drama, and
And they
ta-da, the drama's
provided
here.
that.
Yeah.
So their next album is going to come out in 2013.
Yay.
So
I'm
are you going to be
so
listening to it?
fucking excited.
I'm trying
Fuck
to
no.
figure out why you even know them this far.
Because
You don't like Escape
He's a
the Fate.
famous guy.
You don't like Falling in Reverse. Yet you know all those albums and those
he's
bands.
a famous chap in the music scene today.
Okay.
So I gave it a chance.
I almost feel like we should keep listening to them
just to see, the train wreck.
what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I read that they've sold 28,000 copies.
Because,
that should not be considered a success.
Because tweens have a lot of money.
No. 28,000 copies of an album is not a
wait,
success.
Never mind.
500,000 copies of an album is a success.
Okay.
1 million copies of an album is a success. When I'm trying to compare them,
28,000 copies of a comedy album is a success.
and I'm looking at them and I'm comparing them to like Poison and Motley Crue and a little Guns N' Roses ish, and I'm like,
Who were famous
those
before the internet?
Guns N'
by
Roses
the way?
sold 10 million copies of Appetite for Destruction.
Because the internet
There was
didn't
no
exist. Exactly.
So they're somehow
Cassette tapes
famous.
are going to ruin the record industry.
They really, really are. Luckily, Mike was one of he bought me
Yes.
28,001.
Which is why I can't afford groceries. Because
I know.
I buy you so many records.
And I want you to really take into account the amount of money you spend on movies.
Yes.
And
This
then
album
take
is
into
delicious.
account how many shows we can't go to because you don't have money to pay for
Adam's
them.
trying to guilt trip me, so I'm going to go
Mhm.
ahead and go into my sound off. All right, so for the past 8 weeks, millions of TV goers have actually been tuning into The Walking Dead on the AMC
Hooray.
the AMC channel every Sunday. But for a couple in Long Island, New York, what could have been a simple discussion regarding the logic behind a potential real-life zombie apocalypse has resulted in an attempted murder case.
Murder.
The Walking Dead is Sir's business, people. Jared
Sirs.
Gurman, who is 26 years old, was charged with attempted murder after shooting his girlfriend with a .22 caliber rifle
In the face.
at his Williston Park home on Monday morning. The gist of it is that they got into a fight. Dude was all like, "No, that could totally happen if there was like a military accident."
Yeah.
And
It sounds like a Falling in Reverse song. Like this is going to be the next single,
Sounds
right?
like certain family members I have.
Oh,
snap! We are gonna
From
have
the peanut gallery comes Don's family.
I'm
Circumventing
sorry, I
into
don't
the
want to
podcast.
badmouth my family too much on
They don't
open
listen.
forums.
They're
I
not-
know, but
they're
at
not
the
shooting
same
each other,
time,
thank
I
goodness.
love my family, but some of them cannot be very smart sometimes.
And a lot of them
like
have access to guns.
Much like a person that you're talking about.
Yes, exactly. So chick was all getting pissed off at it. She didn't want to. She didn't want to deal with it anymore. So she asked, "Hey, take me home right now." So the dude drives her home, and he surprised her later that evening by showing up in her house with a gun pointed at her. Walking Dead is serious business. God damn it! And,
I think it actually was they were at her house and she took him home.
No.
And then she went back because I read it.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah,
I got it mixed
they
up.
were at her house. She took him home and then went home herself. And then they were like texting, and she was getting worried about him. So she went to his house to check on him.
Welfare check.
And why are you holding a gun?
And she ran away, and shot her in the back.
Yeah, and then she had to
buttocks.
beg him to take her to medical care, to call the cops or
Okay.
something.
Why not?
And finally, luckily, she was still like conscious and able to beg him to do that. And he finally did, and then he tried saying that it was a burglar or something, some crap like that. And they were like,
Does that ever
"Yeah,
work?"
so why is there gunpowder on your hands?" Like, no, I mean, they figured
Oh,
it out.
I
'cause
make bullets for a living. So
stupid
I need
criminals are
You
stupid,
brought me your
you know.
bullets. I brought you my.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, they wound up figuring out that it was him, obviously, and
Man, I bet what they didn't do right in this domestic dispute was
He let her live.
I say no. They brought up the past.
Oh, yes.
You're never supposed to do that in a domestic disturbance.
Even the immediate past. Like,
You
hey, we
always do this. Remember 3 years ago when I said that and you said
you
this?
remember 3 years ago when I said that He-Man could never have come to Earth?
And 10 years ago when we saw Dawn of the Dead and we had a big discussion about that and I had to slap you to knock some sense into you. This is just ongoing.
See,
Yeah.
then you see what he did wrong is that he has to hit her with a bag of oranges. It's hard enough to where it won't
Yes.
leave a mark, but it'll show her who's.
But what they should do is watch The Talking Dead
Yes, which is hilarious.
at 10 o'clock.
And Chris Hardwick will answer all those questions for you.
King Chris Hardwick,
King Hardwick.
King Hardwick.
Yes,
who
our
are trying to
future
promote
employer.
his show. Watch it. It's incredible, according to my wife, who watches it.
It's a great show. You don't
I
watch
love
The
that
Walking.
show.
You don't watch The Walking Dead though, so
And it's going to be an
No.
hour now.
it is. And I'm so excited about that.
You know, I'm actually I'm a little hesitant just because sometimes when things go to an hour, the shit hits the fan, like not in a good way.
They're jumping the shark.
Like
now.
like they're really starting to. Sometimes, I mean, come on, this is a show based on another show, and it's going to be just as long as the original
Yeah.
show.
But they have the bonus content online.
I know,
and if you
I
watch
know.
that, there is plenty to talk about.
Okay, I've
so-
never watched it. To be fair, I've never
Yeah.
watched the content online, so I'll be fair with
They
that.
can
but
stretch it if they just basically put the online content on the show. Then they
just
can
get
stretch it
2
to
more
the hour.
guests and have them not be crappy.
Yeah, just don't rush it.
Like, who was that guy that was on there that we hated?
Oh, fucking Joel Madden.
Yeah.
Fucker.
They did a reference to him on The
I
League.
have my own
when
zombie
John-
apocalypse kit.
Yeah,
Like,
you hear him
sure,
really like trying to
buddy.
rush through that. Like, and then I have a gun, and then I have canned goods, and
I
please
in
laugh.
no way doubt he has those things, but I do
Cricket.
doubt that he knows anything about the
Yeah,
the TV
whatever.
show we're talking about.
But hey, guys, thank you guys so much for sticking by this extra large episode of The Skinny with Mike and Adam and Dawn and Baby.
And baby, future Gort Reed.
Unnamed baby.
Yeah, so please join us again next week, and we're going to go ahead and continue to cut through the fat of the news stories of the week. For Mike, for Dawn, for Baby, and for Adam,
For Carlos. We
for
made a
Carlos
special
and
appearance.
Rusty,
He did.
and for my
Surprise.
wife and my daughter who are in the other room who got bored of our shenanigans.
Yeah.
Oh, please join again next week, guys. So we'll head on. Yeah, we'll check you guys later. Bye.
Bye.